Jordan, it's going to be a uniform reduction. Your shirt is not tucked in. Make sure when you're done with your do now, it's in the middle so I can collect it during the exit ticket. And that you have your notebook open, written down just like Destiny has, the I can't statement and lesson 71. We're on lesson 71. Got 12 seconds to have your notebook ready to go. Let's see. All right. Do now in the middle. The notebook is open. I'm going to key stuff to make a deduction. Please make sure your voice is off. All right, we're on lesson 71. The I can statement for today is I can identify the area of a parallelogram. Say that with me. I can identify the area of a parallelogram. The formula we'll be using is always in this classroom because it's always right up here. All right. It's always up there. That's what we're going to use to find the area form of a parallelogram. But first, I need you to open up your books because, again, I'm sorry, the disk is not working. between lesson 71 and 80. When we get back to 81, I'll have PowerPoints, so please open up your textbook to page 368. No textbook? You have to really follow along and take a really good notes. Please have your books open in page 368 in the next 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, thank you very much. Open it yourself, going with me. We're on example number 1. Also, I'm gonna say probably less than half of you had really good notebooks. Please make sure you're actually following along, taking down your notes and examples and legible. I can probably count the number of people on my hand that had clear, concise notes. If you have not turned in your notebook yet, at the end of class, you can give it to me or bring it to me in the study hall. Reese. 368. All right, so it's asking in a parallelogram A, B, C, D, the measure of angle A is 60. So I'm going to draw this very quickly. We got A, B, D, C. Make sure you copy. It doesn't have to be perfect. Please make sure you're paying very close attention to this because the last 2 problems and your exit ticket have to deal with these 2 questions. So for A, is the measure of, or the degree is 60 degrees. For question A, who can read that for class? Nice and loud, Kamari.
Angles A and C are the opposite angles in the.
No, it says A. What is?
Oh, what is the measure of C?
Correct. When you're working with angles and you're working with ones that are directly across from the one you know, think of it as a mirror. So next to the letter A, think of, in parentheses, mirror. It's a mirror. And when you look in the mirror, you see exactly what you're looking at. So if C would be a mirror of A, how many degrees is C if it's a mirror? Jamaria? 60. Right, it'll be 60. So your answer for A would be 60 degrees. Now B. What is the measure of B? How in the world would we find it out? As you can tell from looking in your book and looking on the screen and looking at the parallelogram, you should have drawn in your notes. I'll be looking for it when it comes to rating time. You notice that A, C, yeah, they look the same, but B and D, they look the same with each other, but they look different from A and C. So how in the world would you figure this out? For example 1, please make sure you write this somewhere down. The total will always equal 360 degrees. So all of these angles will need to, and I say need to, Kamante, because they do really, really need to equal 360 degrees. They have to equal 360 degrees. So that means when you add A, B, C, and D together, they will equal 360 degrees. If you get 361, 359, if you get 240, 120, you are wrong. It has to equal 360. Keeping that in mind, how would we find B and D then? How would we find B? What would you do to find B? If you know for a fact that it equals 360 and you got A and C, what do you do? McKenna? Measure? Not really. I'm pretty lazy. You could kind of do some of the measuring, but I'm lazy. That's a lot of brain power. I don't want to use it. Destiny? Perfect. In fact, I'm gonna give you payments for that because I don't know where my pen is. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take A, which is 60, C, which is 60, and add them together, which is, looking for a strong silent hand, Antoine? A equals 120. Oh, my pen. Give you 2 payments or 3 payments for naming the 2 different parts. Then, like Destiny said, you're going to take the total of these and subtract it from 360. So minus 120. Strong silent hand, give you a couple seconds if you need to. What do you get? Come on, Ted. You get 240. And that would be B, right? That would be B, right? Reese says no. They're right. Yeah, no, that's not right. No. Because if you took 240, that would be the same as D. So 240 plus 240 plus 60 plus 60. That's not 360. Okay? What do you have to do with that 240 to just find B by itself? Mari? By what? How many angles are you looking for? Looking for D and B. You divide it by 2. It takes 2. Don't want to erase it. So you take 240 and divide it by 2, which gets you, Antoine? Oh, good job, 120. So that means it equals 120. Now we know what B is. So that's the answer for A and B for example 1. Right now, I want you to check the work. The way you're going to check that work, and I'm going to be coming around and looking at you, I want you right now to add 60 plus 60 plus 120 plus 120. And you have to get 360. Add those 4 numbers inside the parallelogram, which you should have in your notes right now. And you have to get 360, because if you don't, then something is wrong. Because we got B and so you have to add 60 plus 60 plus 120 plus 120. So you have to add all 4 numbers inside the parallelogram. So add these numbers together, 60, 20, 20, 60. And you have to get 360. When you get 360, I want you to stand on your right toes. Like this. So you're going to stand on your right foot, but on your tippy toes. And hold it. We got a 16 of class done. I got 40% of the class done, 60% of the class done. I really hope you're actually adding. I'm going to be looking around. Okay. Don't rush it, because we need to make sure we got this right. Because like I said, these are the last, like I think, 2 or 3 questions on your exit ticket. And you need to make sure you know how to find them. All right, you can have a seat. That's close enough. We're almost I'm also a little concerned. Like I don't see a lot of people have the word mirror. So make sure that by example, for answer for A, you put the word mirror so that you always remember if it's just straight across, it's a mirror. So they're exactly the same. Peach? All right. Now I'm erasing this example 2, and then we're done, I think. And then I have one exercise I would like to do with you so that you get this super stuck in your brain. So we're on to example 2. It says find the area of this parallelogram. So redraw the parallelogram. Ow, my finger. Stop chewing my nails. Copy of delegates in the book does not need to be perfect. Please be careful with your dividers. And then 5 centimeters. You all leave that. All right, so you should have that in your notes exactly, so you know later on, or during your exit ticket, or during your assignment, you'd be, look here, this is parallelogram. How do I find its area? We're talking about area, okay? So what you will do, and you're gonna copy this down, you're gonna star it, circle it. If you have that note card I've been talking about every once in a while for formulas that you keep inside your math book that you can take out during your test, you want to copy it on this note card. Because here is the formula that is forever. It will never change when it says area of this parallelogram. Okay? It is A for area equals base times the height. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? I know with the books, it's kind of difficult. But so circle it, star it. This formula will never change. So as long as you know this, and it says the words area of a parallelogram, all you have to do is look at this and you get it. All right? Now, going off of this, again, what's the first thing you should do when you're working with a formula when you show your work? Reese? What's your question?
Where do we get 5?
5 what?
Oh, not 5.
It's on the side there, right? Okay. Right. What's the first thing you do when you're working with a formula? What do I want you to do in your work? What's the first thing you write down? You don't know what you're supposed to write down? I heard someone mumble it, but no. You have to rewrite the formula. So A equals BA. Simple, right? You got to rewrite the formula so you know what you're working with. There should be somewhere else other than the big one you have written right there, starred, circled, and everything in the world. Now we're working on it. So the first thing you do is you write down what the formula is. On the step 2 is the one is black. Okay, now you're right. The second step is fill in the numbers. So you got to fill it in with step 2. What is the base? Asia? It is 6. My 6 is a lot cooler than your 6. Don't worry about these lines going out. They're imaginary. They're supposed to help you with something else. Because what is the height of this parallelogram? Destiny? It's 5. It is not 5.2 because 5.2 is a slanted angle or a slanted line. You can't get the height from it because it's not going straight up and down. So the way they show it in this work is that they moved it over here so you get a straight line and kind of count the marks, which we'll show you in a little bit. So now, next part of your step is to solve. So first you write the formula, then you fill it in, and now you solve. Class, give you 5 seconds to think about it. What is 6 times 5? Ready?
30.
It's 30. What is the symbol? Because symbols matter. What goes behind the 30? Nariah? Centimeters, correct, but we're working with area, so you have to add this to the centimeters because it's like the area is like how many bowling pins can I fit inside this room? It's not going to be one on each tile, but you've got to cram them in, okay? So what do you have to put behind the centimeters? That's Asia. Square, right. You can either write the word square, SQ, or you can write the number 2 on top, because it's how many square spaces inside the shape is what they're asking for. So if this was real life and this was a real centimeter parallelogram, you could fit 30 of something, whatever, inside that room. Not around the edges, but all the way from the edges to the inside. Reese.
Why don't we do the 5.2?
5.2, like I said before, is at an angle. It's not the base. It's not sitting on the floor. Since it's not going straight up and down, since it's not sitting down, we don't care about it. Doesn't matter. But how would you find the perimeter? And Destiny, can you please hand out those sheets right now? Destiny's going to hand out something, which please just put to the side right now, but we're going to be doing something as like groups in the class, okay? Please make sure you put that to the side. How would you find the perimeter of this shape? Because this is also a question on your exit ticket. This is different from area. Perimeter is like me hugging this wall, walking around this wall. So how would you find the perimeter? Antoine? Yeah, you add, so Reese, if you want to find the perimeter, you have to have 5.2 plus 5.2 plus 6 plus 6. In this case, the 5 doesn't matter because that's the height. Perimeter is only on the outside. So when I say perimeter, say outside. Perimeter? Outside. Perimeter? Outside. Perimeter? Outside. Perimeter? Outside. When I say area, you say inside. Perimeter? Inside. Wait, what? When I say area, you say inside. Area. Inside. Area. Inside. Perimeter. Outside. Area. Outside. Area. Inside. Area. Outside. Area. Inside. Just on the back table. All right. Now, what I want you to do with that sheet that I just gave out to you, I want you to take your pencil on the first 3 squares. So number 1, number 2, number 3. I want you to draw 3 parallelograms inside boxes 1, 2, and 3. So 1 parallelogram in one of those boxes. Now, but stop. Don't go too fast. There's one thing I want to make sure you understand. It has to stop and end on a point. So you got a line right here. So you draw like one there, one there, one there, one there. You can't make it stop outside. You can't make it stop halfway on the line. Capiche? It's got to go from perpendicular to perpendicular. Capiche? All right, go ahead. Draw those 3 parallelograms. Gotta have 4 dots on those cross sections, and then you gotta draw the lines. They gotta look like this. They gotta look like that. They gotta look like what's in your book. Try to make the lines as straight as possible. There's a couple other things you could use for this, but right now, COVID, and I don't want to handle that stuff up. I'll give you another 20 seconds. Try not to draw squares. And that's not, well, I guess it is actually kind of, it's got 4 sides. Yeah, just like that. But make sure all the dots are on something. Yep, just like that. You got 10 seconds. Hopefully you can get all this done. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, whether you got 3 or just 1 done, what I want you to do right now is to take it and give it to your table partner. Antoine, you're going to do a 3 tray. So Antoine, give yours to Jonathan. Jonathan, give yours to William. William, give yours to Antoine.
Oh, man.
Yep, you're switching with your table partner.
You switch it
Mm-hmm.
with the papers?
Yep. So now, hopefully, they have a parallelogram. If they don't, then I'm gonna have to come around and give deductions, because that's really why you ruin this activity. What you're gonna be doing is you're gonna use those lines. You're gonna count from mark to mark. I really wish I had a board of these. So for instance, if I want to find the height or the base of this, I would go 1, 2. So the base would be 2. Then I go from up here to where it would meet. So doing it like, or actually I could go from here to here. I go 1, 2. So the height is 2. And I have to find the area. So right now I want you to find the areas of the parallelograms your table partner just found.
What?
Find the area of the parallelogram of the person that just found. If you need help, look on page 370. It says, then draw segments between the endpoints. So what you're doing is, maybe I should have waited for tomorrow to do this.
Oh, you this.
Yeah, we'll do this. Just give those papers back. You might need it for assignment. We ran out of time. Maybe this will be due now for tomorrow. I'll have you draw some. Anyway, if you can confidently say, I can identify the area of a parallelogram, raise your pencil above your head.